What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Anthony's Takes, and it's another movie review. What did we watch?
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Oh yeah. So, we just literally got out the theater and like, you know what? We gotta shoot this like right away. So
I thought we were gonna do the how Chef ended.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that after. I have everything fresh in my mind, so I want to get the movie review out of the way first, and then we'll do that. So, yeah, Solo, a Star Wars story. As you know, with my movie reviews, we always give a rating first, talk about what we liked without spoiling it, and then we'll let you know when we want to talk spoilers, and that's when you can cut it off if you haven't seen the movie yet. So, yeah, Alden Ehrenreich, I believe is the guy's name who's playing Solo, and he did a good job. There was a couple of scenes where, especially that opening scene, it really reminded me of Harrison Ford, and but throughout the movie, there were some scenes where he kind of lost it, but then it came back. Same thing with Donald Glover, who played Lando. That first scene where Lando was introduced, you can hear Billy D. Williams in his voice, but then throughout the movie, as it progresses, he kind of loses his voice that he had for Billy D. Williams, you know, and I kind of noticed that in several scenes. So, but overall, it was a great movie. I went into this movie like not as excited as I was for, you know, Force Awakens or The Last Jedi or Rogue One, and I wasn't really expecting much, but I was quite surprised at some of the things that happened in the movie, and a certain cameo of a huge Star Wars character that we will definitely talk about later.
In the spoiler talk.
Yes. He really wants to let it out right now, but no. So, yeah, so Paul Bettany, he played the villain in this movie. His name was, what, Dryden or something like that?
He was an actor as Vision.
Yeah, and I know I told you that, but he leans over to me in the theater. He's like, "Dad, I think that's Vision." I'm like, "Dude, I told you that like a long time ago."
I don't remember.
You don't remember you telling me? I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the guy who plays Vision." Yeah, Paul Bettany, he did a good job as the villain in this movie. Woody Harrelson, he was Han Solo's mentor, who you know, like his, you know, he pretty much learned everything about. He didn't learn everything about smuggling from him, but like, he was definitely someone who steered him in the direction of where, you know, why Han Solo is the person he is when we first meet him in A New Hope. You know, he helped shape and mold his character basically. So, you know, he did really good. Emilia Clarke as Han Solo's love interest earlier in his life, and there's a twist that happens where, come in the shop. There's a twist that happens where
at the end.
Yeah, definitely spoiled it.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete that. Yeah, that's a spoiler. You do.
No.
You're gonna know, like, that's a spoiler. So.
How?
You're telling a plot line. That is a spoiler. Oh god. Okay, so, yeah, I love how they introduced and how they show how Han Solo and Chewie met. I really enjoy that because, you know, when you're watching the original trilogy, it's like, damn, I wonder how did they meet, you know? And I know there was probably comic books and books that, you know, have their own iterations of how it happened, but I really enjoyed what they did with the movie. And I was kind of, as it was happening, I was like, wait, is that, yeah, it was, definitely. It was a really good way to introduce those two, but it seemed it was like their relationship was like a little too quick. They trusted each other. Like, I don't know. So it was just a little
funny
weird.
it was funny how like.
Don't spoil it.
I just, yeah.
Okay, just wait until we give a rating, and then you can say whatever you want. All right, so yeah, a part of me wanted to see Boba Fett a young Boba Fett or a reference to Boba Fett in this movie. We didn't get any of it, but instead we got a reference to someone else, and it was a kind of a head scratcher, but I didn't, because I never saw it coming. But if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I was kind of waiting to see Boba Fett somehow, but nah. The way the Millennium Falcon was used, and was once again really good. The dynamic between him and Lando Calrissian was great. Donald Glover did a great job.
Who's Donald Glover?
The guy who played Lando. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I would have to give this movie, considering that I still think Rogue One was better than this.
Why?
It just had, I don't know. I was just.
I say Han Solo is better than Rogue One.
I would say I was just more interested in the story of Rogue One than I was with this story, because this was just, the plot wasn't too deep, but it was just, a random adventure of Han Solo. I would have to say, you could have taken this movie and put it in any other spot of his life when he was probably even younger, but
and hopefully they're gonna make another Han Solo.
I don't think they will. No.
Hopefully, so Han Solo could.
That would be nice to see. I would like that. I would like to see another Han Solo movie, but I think Disney is only doing one shots of these spin-off movies. Like, there's Rogue One, there's a Solo movie.
Why won't
I don't know
they?
if the next spin-off, I think, is going to be about Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I'm not really sure.
They said it was the Luke Skywalker. It was about Luke Skywalker and his family.
No, that's the saga, the main saga. But then we're going to have a Star Wars movie coming out every year for the next 5 years or whatever.
They should make the Han Solo movie for the other person that they...
I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah,
so because of that reason of me thinking Rogue One was better, I would have to say I give this movie an 8 out of 10.
And the Rogue One?
Rogue One I would give like a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, there was a presence of the Empire in this movie, but they mainly stuck to the syndicates. There were these syndicates that were like gangs that were...
What syndicates?
Like a gang, like the mob or something like that. But like, the group of people that were chasing after Han Solo with the mask on, those were like, that was one of the syndicates. And same thing with Dryden, the guy with the scars on his face, Dryden. He was part of a syndicate, and later on in the movie, you find out that Dryden was actually working for someone who was that character that we're going to talk about later. That was a surprise. Shh, don't say nothing.
Who's the girl?
So what's your rating? So we could already talk about spoilers.
9 out of 10. Like just 9 out of 10.
Just 9, okay. He gives it a 9 out of 10. Alright, so we're going to talk spoilers now. So this is for the people who've seen the movie.
But if you
haven't,
never seen the movie, you can watch it.
Off. Yeah, turn this off. Go see it. I recommend it. You got to check it out for yourself and form your own opinion. But spoiler time. Okay, so. And
also the surprise was Darth Maul.
Yes. That's, even though it happened at the end, and And
he had a middle leg.
Yeah. So this definitely takes place after Episode 1. Got to. Yeah, it really has to, right? Sometime shortly after Episode 1. So, Darth Maul is alive and well in the Star Wars universe. And that leads me to believe if they are going to do a Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, Darth Maul should be the villain. and Darth Maul should try to, come at Obi-Wan and get his revenge and end up dying. That would be perfect. But yeah, Darth Maul is alive and well. He stood up. It was just a hologram.
And
It was just a hologram, but still, that's who Emilia Clarke and Dryden were working for.
And Han Solo's love lied to him because
What was her name? Kira. Kira was her name.
Yeah, Kira lied to him that she killed him, like the bad guy.
No, Kira said that the Han Solo killed Dryden.
Yeah, but it was
actually her. Yeah, so because Dryden was working for Darth Maul in search for these the coaxium. There was like these explosives that the whole movie was about, that they were going after. Woody Harrelson, his character Beckett, was he was the leader of a team that was and it was really really good to see how Han Solo met Beckett. Was actually, they were working for the Empire and being foot soldiers. They weren't really stormtroopers, they were just Imperial troops. That's what it was. They were just Imperial troops, but Woody Harrelson and his crew were posing as Imperial troops.
And also Becket's wife died. Remember,
Beckett's wife, yeah, that was part of that crew, died. And along with the other guy with the 4 arms, the little creature, the pilot, and that's how
And he was stuck. He was like in the stormtrooper suit.
Yeah. So
he took it off.
Yeah, that was really good to see how they formed their bond.
And also Chewie was. And also Han Solo could speak of course Chewie's language.
Yeah, Wookiee.
And that's Wookiee. That's how they like.
That's really good how they met. Where feed him to the beast. He's like, what, the beast? And then it happened to be Chewie locked up and chained against his will.
And also Han Solo had this plan to make Chewie pretend he's hitting Han Solo, but he's actually breaking the so it could fall down.
Yeah, that was a huge design flaw in that little cage that they were being held in. So help them escape and go and chase after Beckett and his men and join their crew of mercenaries or whatever. Not mercenaries. No, they were just thieves.
And Beckett had to
just
die because Han Solo killed him.
Yeah, and Beckett told him. You see it in the trailer where he was like, expect everyone will betray you and you will never be disappointed. And Han Solo didn't take that advice well, and Beckett ended up betraying him and then helping him and then betraying him again. It was hard to keep up with who was double crossing who in the movie. But Han Solo was smart enough to see it coming, and in that climactic scene where they're all in Dryden's office, that was pretty damn good to see, how he kind of foresaw that Beckett was the one that was feeding information to Dryden, or he went to Dryden and let him know what happened, and he pretty much let him in on what their plan was. So, but it was Beckett's death came by the hand of Han Solo, and it was pretty good, pretty sad at the same time. His person who took him under his wing ended up double crossing him. But hey, that's the life you lead if you're a smuggler.
What's a smuggler?
What Han Solo is, they're thieves. They lie, just to they smuggle stuff from time to time to hide against the Empire, hide from the Empire. So, that Darth Maul surprise caught me off guard. I was like, whoa. So he's alive. He stood up it was a hologram, but he stood up, showed his metal legs. So it definitely meant that it happened after episode 1. So, Yeah. And that's where, towards the end, that's where it was unresolved basically between Han Solo and his girlfriend, Kira, where, you know, she told him, oh, I'll be right behind you, but then she ended up staying in the ship, leaving, and she was probably on her way to meet with Darth Maul, because that's what he instructed her to do.
And she betrayed him.
Yeah, so the Millennium Falcon, like when you noticed, it definitely looked a little different in the commercials because of that one middle piece that is inside of the that is part of the ship actually was just an escape pod, and they actually used that to help them escape that creature that was it was like near this wormhole. So they used that escape pod to make the creature, you know, not chase after the Millennium Falcon anymore and go after the escape pod, and it fell for the trick and ended up getting sucked into the black hole.
Then they almost got sucked into the black hole, but then
Yeah, they were able to get out of it because they used the coaxium or something and used it in the somehow used it as hyper fuel or whatever. So then it was funny where they land on that planet and the Millennium Falcon just looks like crap and does not look as good as it did in the beginning scene in Lando.
And then Lando just said, "I hate you."
Yeah, and then he's like, "I'm gonna wait in my ship for my money," and then he ends up flying off when they needed him. But like Han Solo was talking to that crew of people that was, you know, trying to rob them constantly throughout the movie.
I thought they were the bad guys.
Yeah, but they actually ended up helping Han Solo and the crew against Dryden and their people, you know. So
yeah. The leader of that crew, like she, like that girl that was the leader of the crew.
Yeah.
She looked kind of young.
Oh yeah, that surprised me when it was just a little girl that was basically running the crew that was after Han Solo. I did not expect that at all.
Me too.
Yeah. So, but let us know. Let us know what you guys thought. If you saw the movie, comment down below. What did you think of it? Was it better than Rogue One? Was it not better than Rogue One?
More funnier than Rogue One.
Yeah. Yeah, Han Solo's charm was pretty much, and his one-liners were basically, you know, most of the humor. Lando Calrissian, his smooth-talking voice, and his charm also. I'm hearing from a lot of people who are seeing that it's one of the worst Star Wars movies.
How?
I don't know. Some people are just never satisfied. But I enjoyed it.
Me too. It's better than Rogue One.
See, I think Rogue One is better.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
It just, you know, I don't know. It's just the action and the story, the plot. I mean, I already knew what was gonna happen, the story and the plot.
In Rogue One?
Yeah.
How do you know? Like, how did you know?
No, because I knew they were all gonna sacrifice themselves, and they were all gonna die because it was said in Episode 4. Like, you know.
Why would they die? Why would they sacrifice themselves?
For the survival of the rebellion. They sacrificed their lives to, you know, help the rebellion gain the plans to the Death Star, and then they destroyed the Death Star. So yeah.
That was kind of sad too.
Yeah, that was sad. Yeah.
It was more sad than Han Solo.
Yeah, Rogue One was sad. So, let us know down in the comment section what you guys think. If you enjoyed our movie review, hit the like button, subscribe, share. If you did not,
And me.